There are many mysterious photos out there. So from a mysterious apparition to a giant creature, here we have 5 mysterious photos. Reports of the ghost of a 7-year-old girl roaming the grounds of Mexico City International Airport are not new. The spirit has been seen by employees in and around the terminal, and in the airport's cemetery of planes where unrepairable damaged parts of aircraft are thrown away. Several months ago, a guard took this picture of what he says is a little girl peering through the window of an abandoned plane. Another image sees a much clearer depiction, showing a spooky silhouette of a smiling young girl in Victorian-style clothing. Staff say that they regularly see the youngster, who always has a ball in her hand and an untied shoelace. A Pennsylvania construction worker says he photographed an unknown creature he believes had the exact same marks of the Jersey Devil. The 32-year-old told Cryptozoology News that he was driving on the highway about an hour outside of Philadelphia when he and his friend spotted the creature. He said the following: "I was driving back from Philadelphia. I don't really remember the exact part I was at. Me and my friend were in the car and we saw what seemed to be a massive vulture in a tree. It was getting dark out so we couldn't make out the features well. I told him to get his phone out for a picture." The Pennsylvania man said the creature began taking off from the tree when his friend took the photograph. The image submitted to Cryptozoology News, and seemingly taken from inside the vehicle, shows a blurry and rainy highway with a few blurred cars, and a dark flying animal on the top left. The man said the creature was very large and had bat-like wings and goat features. He went on to say that it was extremely creepy, but we figured we must have just seen it wrong because of the rain and darkness. But upon looking at the picture, it looks like no bird or bat that I have seen. The encounter occurred on the 26th of November 2015. But what do you think this photo shows? Let me know in the comments. While many Bigfoot statistics can be brushed aside as merely hypothetical, some facts rise above the rest as undisputed hard truth. Bigfoot has been reported and documented for hundreds of years. Based on early sightings of the Sasquatch, the profile of the creature was thought to be more ape-like with a prominent brow ridge and undefined nose. It wasn't until a sketch by Roger Patterson titled Old Woman that the Sasquatch would adopt its flat face, almost man-like image observed in most representations of the creature today. The Sasquatch in the Patterson's famous clip also possesses such a flat face. The overall disposition of the Sasquatch seems to be peaceful, though in some instances acts of hostility have been documented. Arguably the biggest form of evidence we have of the Sasquatch are the tracks that they leave across North America. They're typically 15 to 17 inches long and about 30% wider than a typical human footprint. The first documented discovery was in the cold winter of 1811 in Alberta, Canada, when David Thompson discovered a large set of footprints impacted in the deep snow. He was convinced the tracks did not belong to a bear. Footprints were discovered almost daily in the logging area of Bluff Creek, California during the 1950s. It was here that the first Sasquatch footprints was cast and Bigfoot was brought to the media. However, Bluff Creek wasn't the only place these tracks were found. By 1980, there were over 200 reports of footprints from Northern California alone. In 1969, a trail of over 1,000 footprints leading through the snow was discovered in Bossburg, Washington. The tracks were 17 inches long and gave researchers the indication there was a crippling deformity on the right foot. Many witnesses have claimed the Sasquatch appeared to be floating or gliding across the ground. This is because of the creature's stride, which is quite different from the stride of a human's. Unlike a human's stiff-legged walk, the Sasquatch walks bent legs, suppressing the bobbing motion of the upper body during each step. With each leg raised, the creature's shins are almost parallel to the ground. The head tilts forward and the foot is orientated vertically. Though this style of walking was thought by some to be impossible for humans to replicate, it has been reproduced by select healthy individuals with practice. Even then though, the stride becomes difficult to execute over extended periods. The Sasquatch can be seen exhibiting this in many clips, most notably the Patterson-Gimlin film. This photo was taken and is believed to show a Sasquatch. Information is limited, but we can see what looks like a well-built tall humanoid. Many claim it shows some sort of giant mountain man, while some think it closely resembles a Sasquatch. Hessdalen is a small valley in the central part of Norway. At the end of 1981 through to 1984, residents of the valley become concerned and alarmed about strange, unexplained lights that appeared at many locations throughout the valley. Hundreds of lights were observed. At the peak of the activity, there was around 20 reports a week. Project Hessdalen was established in the summer of 1983. A field investigation was carried out between January the 21st and February the 26th, 1984. 53 light observations were made during the field investigation. There was additional field investigation in the winter of 1985. However, no phenomena were seen during the period when the instruments were present. Lights are still being observed in the Hessdalen Valley, but their frequency has decreased to about 20 observations a year. An automatic measurement station was put up in Hessdalen in August 1998. One witness said the following: "At 8:50 PM we observed two white flashing lights above the trees. The lights were first seen on the right before they disappeared, and showed up to the left seconds later. Then they disappeared completely. After about 5 minutes the two white lights came back where we first saw them. There they stood for around 30 seconds before they disappeared completely. It all lasted approximately 10 minutes in total. We then walked along the road towards the north. I can't think of what these lights could have been. We heard no noises and the objects were extremely bright. Sometimes the lights are as big as cars, and can float around for up to 2 hours. Other times they zip down the valley before suddenly fading away. Then there are the blue and white flashes that come and go in the blink of an eye, and daytime sightings that look like metallic objects in the sky. Theories for what these objects are range from the unique geology of the valley to UFOs. Here's some footage showing these mysterious lights. This photograph of the Combermere Abbey Library was taken in 1891. The figure of a man can faintly be seen sitting in the chair to the left. His head, collar and right arm on the armrest are clearly discernible. It's believed to be the ghost of Lord Combermere. Lord Combermere was a British cavalry commander in the early 1800s. Combermere Abbey, located in Cheshire, England, was founded by monks in 1133. In 1540, King Henry VII kicked out the monks, and the abbey later became the seat of Sir George Cotton. In 1814, Sir Stapleton Cotton, a descendant of Sir George, took the title Lord Combermere, and in 1817 became the Governor of Barbados. Today, the Abbey is a tourist attraction and hotel. Lord Combermere died in 1891. At the time this photo was taken, Combermere's funeral was taking place some 4 miles away. The photograph exposure Corbett recorded took about an hour. It's thought by some that during that time a servant might have come into the room and briefly sat in the chair, creating the transparent image. This idea was refuted by members of the household, testifying that all were attending Lord Combermere's funeral. Lord Combermere is connected to another well-known paranormal story, the famous moving coffins of Barbados. The coffins inside the sealed vault of the Chase family are said to be moved by unnatural forces. The heavy coffins were repeatedly put in proper order, but often when a new coffin was added to the vault, the coffins were found strewn about. Lord Combermere, while Governor of Barbados, had ordered a professional investigation of the mystery. So that was 5 mysterious photos. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more countdown videos.